Going for a walk around the park. Finally, after all these years of construction, this road is now back. Haven't been able to walk down here for ages. This was all closed off, all fenced off. But there is a pathway up on this side. Ooh, they've got the ice all set up in here too. Normally in spring, summer and that, this piece along here is all just a piece you can kayak up here. But what they do is they, obviously it freezes over, they clear all the snow off it, and we can use it for ice skating, so it's actually rather nice. As you can see, it's going to be another beautiful blue sky day. I was going to head out to the mountains, but I'm doing that tomorrow, so I will do a walk around town. Needed to get out for a walk somewhere, and as I say, they've actually got this road back open again now, so that's rather nice. This has all been fenced off for a couple of years or more now. Let's get back on that. There we go. Yes. Yeah, this was all part of the construction road for when they were building the new bridge down the bottom. And as you can see, it's all now back open. I do like this fence. It's very simple. It's very usable. Yeah. Currently -10, so the video clips might be a little shorter because I need to put my hands back in my pockets. I did actually remember to bring my gloves, which I will be putting those on in just a second, because now I've got out the car it's actually quite cold. Surprisingly enough, there are no kids playing on the playground down here, so I can film, as I normally can't film here because it's actually full of kids. But today, as you can see, there is nobody here. So I've started this walk around. I'm going to do my loop. I usually do like Bowness Park, Baker Park, Beaumont Park, all the way around in a big loop. And but the other side is nice and sunny. So I'm doing the cold bit first. Once I'm round in the sunshine, even though it's -10, once you're in the sun, it actually feels so much nicer. Yes. Well, they've taken the ice right up around the corner this year. Yeah. Over here, so this road goes all the way down the bottom. Let's get over here. These trees nice. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Amazing. Yeah. Yes. As you can see, the ice is all the way down and right round the corner. I shall have a look and see how far they've gone down. Right, I'm going to put my gloves on because my hands are currently freezing. Right, do some more later. I see somebody's been decorating the trees. They quite often are along here. There's another one. Excellent. Yeah, nice job whoever did that. Thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, look at that lovely sunshine over there. Once I get through this forest bit at the end here, I can get out in the sunshine. Oh, look at all that sun. I need to go over there. As you can hear, we've got squeaky snow. It's really squeaky. Once it gets really, really squeaky, that's -20. This is just -10. Yeah. I think it's supposed to warm up today to -2, something like that. But I have to keep putting this camera back inside my coat just to defrost it and keep it usable. Although these things are good in the cold, I have to say the Enduro batteries are much better suited to the cold than the normal ones. That is for sure. Yeah. Right. This is an amazing park up through here. Yeah. It's an absolute gem. This is Calgarys. You know, this is there's a lot of green space like this in Calgary. Lots and lots of it, which is all very nice. Yeah. It's a very outdoor city. Definitely somewhere if you like outdoor stuff, good place to be. The mountains, like I say, are literally what, half hour, 45 minutes from here, depending on the road. Cool, I haven't felt that feeling for a while. I can feel my cheeks are freezing. Winter cheek freeze. That is common in Calgary. And I do have a decent toucan as well, so yeah. Tomorrow will be a little bit warmer, because I plan on having a really good campfire tomorrow. Yeah. Whew. Sunshine through the trees. Yeah. Oh, it's so nice not to have this fence along here anymore. Yeah. They had to have an access road in here so they could actually do all the construction, so it's good, but so much nicer when it's gone. One thing about this time of the year, it makes you walk faster. Keep you warmer. Oh, we can get back to the picnic tables and that in here, in there. I wish they'd left the in-ground fire pits. A lot of these used to have in-ground fire pits. There are some, but I really don't like those, I call it fire pits on a stick. I don't want to stand next to a fire. I want to sit around a fire. Yeah. If you look at a lot of these picnic tables, they have the cooking spots so that you can cook stuff there, which is fine, but not really my cup of tea. If you look over there through the trees, there are big in-ground ones. Yeah. Right, I'm going to put this away, warm the camera back up inside my coat, and head up and over the bridge. Right, just arriving up at the bridge. I'll be back into the sunshine shortly. Look at this. They got the new path open. Oh, they left the steps in as well. That's good. Right, there's a picture I haven't been able to take before. Last time I stood right here, there was only one bridge. Now we have two. They're supposed to be coming back and landscaping all this bit in the summer. There's a set of steps over there. I thought they might take those out because they were just there as temporary steps, but they've left them in, so that's good. We've got a nice zigzaggy path goes up the hill now, and as you can see, look at the mist coming off that water. That shows you how cold that river is. I see people out messing around on the ice next to the river. It drives me nuts. In that water, you've probably got 5-10 minutes if you're lucky. That water is cold, like really cold. It's never super warm, not here in Calgary. It's never super warm. But like I say, I haven't been able to take that picture for a very long time. Yeah, look at that. That is cool. Yeah. Nice to see what they do with landscaping down here. Yeah. Oh, look at that for a picture. There's a different angle. Oh yes, I can see I'm going to have to come down here with my good camera. Get some good pictures. Look at that. Oh yes, I do like that. That would make a really nice picture with a 10-22 wide. Yeah, this GoPro has a reasonably wide lens on it. It's not bad, but it doesn't compare to my 10-22, I can tell you. Yeah. Right, I'm going to head back up over that green footbridge there because I'm fed up walking in the cold. Once I get back in that sunshine, it'll be nice. Yes, I am liking that. Good job, guys. Made a nice job of that. Look at that. Amazing. Right. Woo. Let's get the sunshine. That's the only thing here in Calgary. We get 329 sunny days a year. It could be -20, but it'll still be sunny. Yeah. Oh. Half a bridge to go till the sunshine. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Like I say, Calgary's a very active city. There's always people out and about doing something. It doesn't matter how cold it is. You've got to get out and do something. Can't sit indoors all day. Sit indoors all winter, you never get nothing done. Yeah. I just had to swap the battery out on this one. I put an enduro battery in it. They do seem to last a little bit longer, especially in the cold weather. Right. Oh yes. Look how cold that water is. See the mist coming off it. The sun's just about to break the trees too. Yeah, that water's cold. Cold, cold, cold. Right. Nearly in the sun. Yippee! You'd be amazed the difference it makes. The air temperature remains the same obviously, but the feel of the sun on your skin, oh, just amazing. Nearly there. Yes, I will take that. Oh, you can actually feel it as soon as the sun hits you. You can feel it. Yeah, that's lovely. I'll take that. And that is the new 2 bridges. Once there was one, now there are 2. The whole ring road is now finally opened right around Calgary. I think it opened the last few days. So that is really nice. One of the guys I work with, he lives way down the back end of nowhere in the city, like right down the begone end of the city there, way down the bottom. And it used to take him forever to get up to this end of town. Now he says he can do it in like 20 minutes. Way better. Right, I will head on round and put this camera away until I get up the hill. Now there's a photo. Taken that picture in a very long time. Look at that sun just there, a little touch. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Look at that. It may be cold, but let me tell you, from a picture point of view, that is pretty stunning, eh? I'll take that. Nice, nice, nice. And get just behind there. Excellent. Right, up the hill. This is where the path went across when they were doing the construction. There's a picture up here that I've taken many times. I'm going to take it again. Just between the gaps of these trees here somewhere. Ah, here it is, I think. Yes. That is a picture that I have taken many times. First time, 1 bridge, now 2 bridges, no construction. Look at that. It's taken a while, but it's been worth it. A very frosty bench. So, a very frosty morning actually. So, no, I won't be sitting there. There's a mist coming off the water. You know, it's cold when, like I was saying just now, you don't want to find yourself in that water. It's moving fast too, eh? I noticed that. Nice. Now over on this side, this is Bake Park over on this side. If you're into disc golf, wherever the hell you play that, because I can't even throw a frisbee properly. But no idea, you watch some of these guys play it, they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I have enough trouble getting the damn thing to fly, let alone fly in the direction I want it to go in. Somebody asked me about these bins the other day. You'll notice they are all bear-proof bins, because yes, we can get bears in the city, and sometimes do. Yeah. You'll notice that parks have been along here and shoveled all the snow off the path. That's rather nice. Like I say, if you're into disc golf, all over through these bushes and out on this side, there's an entire course laid out that goes way off down the bottom here. It's very good to sit and watch people play it. It's not something I have any skill at whatsoever. I can tell you now, isn't that a nice view? Oh, I hear somebody doing exactly that. Oh, there we are. Somebody over here playing. Some good sized trees along here. Yeah. There's a nice photo through there. Look at that. Excellent. Yes. These are some nice trees on here. These ones have been here a long time. But, this area over here used to be a separate little town all on its own. That all closed up. So, squirrels, dogs, all kinds of things through here. There are coyotes down through here, so if you're down here with your dogs, be careful. I'm going to head back out onto the path here. That's why I like it when it gets cold like this, because the snow's actually starting to set. It's really nice. Yeah. Shoulder season when the snow hasn't set, it's kind of garbage, because you can't walk on the damn stuff, you just step right through it. So you'll be out in the mountains and you're walking on snow that's 2 foot thick. If you're just post holding all the way through it, that's no fun. So once it starts to freeze, it's way nicer. Yeah, you can walk on top of the snow, not through it. Yeah. Right, I will put this away and just enjoy the day. Right, as I've said before, hopefully these are the only 2 bears that I see on the way round. Yeah, always nice. That's a good walk round. Now, there's a bridge coming up, so I have to decide on whether I'm going to go over the bridge, take a short route, or continue on down and over the other bridge, take a long route. Well, there's another bridge further down that's a really long route. Only problem is on the really long route you have to walk up through a bunch of houses, and some people clean their driveways, other people don't. It's not a fun walk up through there. Some of the sidewalks are really icy. Over there is Bonus Park. I'm heading down that way. Alright, just heading down into Beaumont Park here. Not seen too many people out and about, I must admit. Maybe the -10 scared them off. Well, being Christmas Eve, I guess. They're probably all out there doing the last minute crazy shopping. I call it the season of overconsumption. It's good grief that people buy a lot of stuff. No idea why, and I'm sure half those people have no idea why. It's what I call the marketing frenzy. Yes. Gotta have this, gotta have that. They buy enough food for like 10 years. Buy what you need, people. Yeah. That's quite amazing. Yeah. The season of overconsumption. Oh, that's a nice picture. I see a very nice picture coming up. Right there. See if I can get that. Yes. Very nice. Like that. Excellent. This is snow is so much nicer to walk on. Almost frozen solid. It's like walking on white concrete. Love it. Yeah. And we'll have this with us now pretty much, other than Chinooks, this will be with us now pretty much till like March, April next year. But once it gets hard packed in there, if you're out in the mountains and you've got your spikes on, I didn't bring my spikes today. Didn't think I was going to need them. But the spikes are good because there's lots of little waterways around that you can actually cross But if we've had some cold enough weather, you can actually walk right across them, so that's really nice. But don't do that if it's only just started getting cold. I certainly wouldn't walk out on the main river, not now. When we've had 3 weeks of -30, yeah, you could walk along the ice a little bit if you were careful, but even so, if you're doing that, carry a big pole with you. So if you fall through that ice, at least you've got some way of getting out. Isn't this pleasant? I'll take this. You'll notice the trees are all wrapped in wire, and that's to keep the beavers off them. We have a very healthy population of beavers here in the city, which is good. It's they are really good for the environment. This is Beaumont Park is an environmental park anyway, but if you don't put this wire around here, trust me, beavers will have this locked down in no time whatsoever. Yeah. Every now and again I keep seeing tree stumps that have been got. That's the beaver's food. If you look on the bottom of a lake and what have you, you'll find that the bottom of the lake is covered in branches. They're all pushed into the mud in the bottom. And that's how beavers store their food for winter. People think they just eat the bark, and that they don't. They save it. They swim down to the bottom of their ponds and what have you, bury it in the mud, so in the winter they have something to eat. It's all underneath the ice. You'd be amazed at how much life there is underneath the ice. I'll turn off bridges coming up here. This is my next decision point. But if I go past this bridge, it means I have a very long walk and some very steep hills to contend with. Yeah, see this one over here, look. That tree was got at with a beaver. Yeah, and another one there. Yeah. They have to have food, same as we do. So we just don't want to take all the trees down. And they will, given the option. Yeah. Right. I'm going to head down and around the bridge. Right, this is decision point. If I go left, I can follow the pathway up, and it'll actually take me a very long way, all the way down through into the bottom of the city that way. Or I can turn right, go the other way. So I'll get a picture of this bridge first. Yeah. Morning. Yes. I can remember the old bridge that was here. People would jump off the bridge. There used to be a big hole in the river there. Alright then. Merry Christmas. Yeah. There used to be a big hole in the water there, so you could actually jump off this bridge and dive into the big hole. But that all kind of disappeared. Yeah. Now, if I go left, I have to walk all the way down to shoulder ice, up over the top of all the hills, which is a very long way. Or I can go this way. Just debating. I'm looking at where the sun is. Decisions. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'll go over here. Take a look at that view. Play some Jeopardy music, and make my decision as to where I'm going to go. It's a very long walk if I go the other way, but it's also a very nice walk. Yeah. Yeah, what the heck. Let's go the long way. I'm just looking at where the sun is. I've probably got a good 3 or 4 hours of decent sunshine between me and now getting cold. So I will go this way. Now, if I was really lucky, I'd have a train come over that bridge right about now. That would just put the icing on the cake. So I'm just going to get to the end of here and have a listen. A few rose hips in there. Very nice. Right, just going to sit and listen for a bit and then continue on my way. since I can't hear any trains, I will continue. It's a great spot for trains. Look at that. Get a train come across there now, that would just be the icing on the cake. It really would. Yeah, right. So where I have to walk now is all the way downstream to a place called Calgarys Bridge, which is about 1 billion miles from here, roughly, plus or minus 1 billion. Yeah. That water is flowing fast. Right, up and over the hill as I go, and I have a choice. I can go along the bottom through a place called Dale Hodges Park, which is one of Calgary's newest parks. Haskayne Park is the very newest park. That's very nice if you want to go for a walk out there and a nice boat ride. And Dale Hodges Park, which is the one down here, is part of the water treatment system. Any water that's discharged into the rivers in Calgary has to be cleaner than clean. If you can't drink it, it don't go in the river. Simple as that. So all the way down through here, this area I'm coming into now, there are big ponds in here and reed beds and all that kind of good stuff. Reed beds actually make amazing natural filters. That's exactly what they have down in here. So you'll see a lot of water infrastructure. Big water tanks and all kinds of good things across here. So I'm going to cut across this way. Alright, I'm going to cut across here. Like I say, any water that's discharged into the rivers around here has to be basically drinkable. Yeah. Really good time for a train to come through, but sadly no trains. Yes, train never turns up. I've got my camera. Right, I'm going to head on down that way a considerable distance. Right. Oh, it's cold. My camera's cold. I can tell it's cold. So I'll head along here. And this camera needs to go back in my pocket. Right. Now I need to either walk along the bottom of the hill, or I can head up across the top of the hill. And either way is a bit of a slog in the snow. So I don't know which way is going to be the best way. Up and around, I guess, rather than cutting across there. There is a way you can cut across there, but I think I'll go up and around. I've got to gain the elevation to the top of the hill here somewhere, so I can either do it the slow and steady way, or the really steep right off the bat way. So these are some of the ponds I was talking about with the for the water treatment. Up the hill I go. Doesn't matter where I go, it's always uphill. Now this is what I could do with my spikes. Oh, this is steeper than it looks. However, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The advantage of coming uphill, of course, as you start to get some views. The mountains look really nice in the distance. Hopefully they look like that tomorrow. I'm heading out that way tomorrow. Oh dear. Lots up. Icy bit. Nice out over the mountains, eh? Very nice. Right, I'll put this away till we finish huffing and puffing and we get to the top. Oh, if that doesn't make the walk up here worthwhile, I don't know what does. Look at that, eh? Yeah, lovely. Just come round over there on the skyline. That's Canada Olympic Park. That's where Eddie the Eagle did his amazing ski jump stuff over there, that big ski tower. And where I'm heading is downstream about 5-6 kilometres, I guess, before I can cross. Next bridge is about 5 or 6 kilometres that way. You can just about see the city in the distance there. Doesn't get much better than this. I'll take this any day of the week. This part of the trail is a bit uphill down dale, I'm afraid. But, I can walk up to my left and basically walk along where the roads go, but this is much nicer walking on this way. I think I will head up this one, get right up on top of the hill. And unfortunately I don't have my spikes with me today. The ground is fairly firm, so it's not too bad to walk on. All the geese down there on the islands, look. That's a lot of geese. I don't know if this camera shows them up. If you look on those little islands down there, they're absolutely full of geese. Full of them. Thousands of them. Yeah. Right, I need to clear this valley. So this valley is actually a steep one, the one that's coming up. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Hello. Yeah. Oh, you got. I'm not throwing that stick for you, because if I throw that stick, I'll be throwing that stick all day. Yeah, see you later. Now this part of the trail is very nice. I'm almost tempted to go down in the bottom here. Got round. So I do have to cross this valley. This one's quite a wide one. This is not a simple, easy to walk across one. Almost warm enough to take my gloves off. think I will. Yeah. Makes operating the camera way easier. There we go. I think that dog was hoping I was going to throw that stick for it. Yeah. There's some great views from up here, eh? Yes, I have a very considerable distance to go, and the path I will come back through. Let's show you where that is. Right opposite where I am now, looking straight across the river, you can see that there is a little white line that comes through there. That's the pathway that comes back and along. That's where I will come back up through and head back up into the path that way. That bridge way in the distance, that's the new twin bridge. This is the top of the hill. As you can see, this is quite a big valley, this one here, and I have to cross it. So there are many routes across here, but, so I will take the easy one, I think, and see what I get. Right, camera is messing around a bit here, so I'm not sure how much of this is actually recording and how much isn't. So I will hope that I'm getting all this on video. I hope so, because this is a long walk around. Yeah. When I put it into shutdown mode, I may turn it off the video. It doesn't like turning off, which means it's cold. It's currently minus cold out here, so I'm not at all surprised. We shall go and get this picture on this corner and see. Alright then. Hello. Yes, that young lady, I bumped into her several times already. Needless to say, she's travelling considerably faster than I am. So, this is rather nice, eh? I have to cross this bit here, which is not as easy as it looks, especially without spikes. So, get back onto the trail. Yes. As you can see, this one's a bit of a bigger hole. I've got it all the way down this side and all the way to the other side. Once I'm up the other side, it won't actually be too bad. Getting there might be a bit tricky. So I'm currently pigeon stepping down here because I would rather walk down the hill than slide down it. There is actually a boardwalk in the bottom here that you can see just about, if the video is actually doing its stuff. There's a boardwalk down there, and I was down here the other week. I say the other week, a few weeks back. Oh, woohoo! Don't run. Otherwise you're going to get a very good picture of the sky if I run down here. That would not be good. Like I say, this is considerably steeper than it actually looks. This is where I wish I had my spikes. Oh, they put new railing here. Okay, this wasn't here last time I came. That's rather nice. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Because it was always a bit tricky, because you had to kind of go up over the top of that bit. But, oh, okay, so they've made a better path. So that's good. Right, I now need to get across this valley and up over the other side, hopefully without falling over. Sadly, there are no steps up the other side. Unless you've got a way up through the valley. I have no intention of doing that. Somebody had fun building these steps. I'm hanging on to the railing just in case, because it's very icy. That would not make for a good day. So. here. Nobody recognises this place. That's where I was the other week. Yeah. Yeah, some people down there. Right, I'm going to head back up the walkway. Well, that's that one now crossed. Holy smokes, Batman. Be a lot easier if I had my spikes, I tell you. That's a big hole, as you can see. Yeah. Well, I've got to cross it. Now, down this way. I'm going to get back up here onto the main pathway. Because this side path is very uphill and down dale. And it's not very pleasant when it's like this. It's icy. So I am going to cut back up the hill, which is just over that way, just a touch. Get back onto the proper pathway, because that one I'm pretty sure will be clear. And then in the summer I will walk all the way along this piece here. It's actually very nice. However, since it's not summer, it's actually pretty slippy. I'm going to take the easy route, cut across to the pathway and take that way down. Yeah, it's all that elevation that I gained. Unfortunately now I have to lose. It's always the way, isn't it? You're out hiking something. You gain a bunch of elevation. Next thing you know, you've got to lose it. Right. Top of the hill. Yeah, this is much easier walking. Yeah. On it. Yes, this is much easier walk. If you get some speed up along here, this is good. Right, do some more of it. Right, there's many nice little viewing platforms along here. Nice places to sit. Ah, I just heard a train whistle. Now I'm a heck of a distance away from it. Now I hear a train whistle. Yeah. There's lots of these viewing platform things along here. Makes it rather nice. Look at that preview. And somewhere over there is my train. Now I'm a good kilometre and a half. Oh, he's over there, he's in Bowness. This town in front of me here, this area here, this is Bowness. In the floods, all of this really flooded really bad along here. All these houses along here are literally underwater. And they are building a huge berm all the way along there. That's the next project for the city, for flood defence for the city. There's a berm coming along there. Much to the disapproval of the people that live there. However, it's a federal mandate, so there's not a lot they can do about it. Yeah. Yes. That whole area sits flat in there, if you can see, and it did suffer really bad in the floods. That's why it has to be built. Keep the water where you need it, because water will find its way around if you don't. Next thing you know, you're in big trouble. Right. Still going, still walking. Got quite a distance to go yet before I can cross the river. This area I'm coming down into here at the bottom, this is Dale Hodges Park, and this is part of the water filtration system that I was telling you about. And very shortly they will cut off over here, and I will show you how that works. Until then, I'm just going to enjoy this sunshine. Right, this is coming into Dale Hodges Park. As you can see, there's all kinds of reed beds and things along here. It's an excellent place to collect cattails. Yeah. Many great pathways and what have you. Off to my left, over through there, is a large settlement tank where any of the suspended solids, they settle out of the water flow. Water flow is then skimmed off the top, comes down through a secondary tank, and then flows down through complete warren of filter beds all the way down through here, which does two things. Reeds are remarkably good at cleaning up water, absolutely amazing. Look at that, very nice. I will take that. Cattails are very, very nice. Like I say, reeds are remarkably good at cleaning up water, and they flow down from one reed bed to the next, to the next, to the next, and they're all joined together with these nice little bridges. It actually makes a very nice walking area. You can see there's loads of them down through here. I'll just let these people go. Oh. Yes. Just up there, there is the settlement tank. Like I say, that's where the settlement settles out. And then all the way down through here. As you can see, this is an old gravel pit. This was an old gravel pit down in here. And they repurposed it into this. And they have made an amazing park. Yeah. This is really nice. You come down here, if you're into bird watching and stuff, you come down through here, there's literally thousands of birds in here. Couldn't even tell you what half of them are, but there's thousands of them in here. Yeah. I'm going to cut down through the middle of this piece, I think. There's a way that I can go around. The main path goes on down that side, but there's a bunch of people walking down there now, so I will come this way. Yeah. Okay, over there, that's the settlement tank. Runs through all kinds of pipes and rivers and little creeks into these massive reed beds. Makes fantastic habitat for birds. It's great for the city. Look, there's loads of them, and they go all the way down here. They're all like big crescent shaped reed beds, and each one slightly lower than the next, obviously, so the water flows down through them. And there's very nice walkways through the middle here, which I'm going to cut across the middle of. And as you can see, this is most definitely the best way to reuse an old gravel pit. Yeah. Right, I will continue on. Right, like I say, these mud cliffs along here, these are home for all kinds of birds and what have you up in there. They all build their nest in next to it. Kind of soft mud. That was once the river bank, pretty much, or the lake bank of the giant glacial lake that was here back towards the end of the Ice Age. The last one. Probably will be back again for the next one. But these nice walkways that come all the way up through here. Nice willows and things here. Great habitat for birds and things. Like I say, if you're into bird photography and bird watching and what have you, it's a great place to come. There's all kinds of little walkways and that in here. And head up round and across this one in the middle. And get back onto the pathway. Like I say, everything on this side, this is one lake. This piece I'm about to walk along is like a little berm. And either side of me is water, even though you can't see it, it's under the ice. Yeah, trust me, it is water. Don't walk across it. That's why they have these bridges. Yeah, looks like you can walk straight across there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. And each one of these, they're like little crescent shaped filtration beds. Work really, really well. What doesn't work well is I put my coat on today because it was -10. And it now almost feels like it's plus something. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to cut across this way. Get back onto the main path. You can see the little, like the dike walls if you want, the little berms between the various filtration areas. Lovely walk. There you go. Yeah. Turn off here. Yes, here you can see clearly see the different ponds. See the crescent-shaped ponds. They all flow into each other. So that is the way to filter water. And the water that's coming in here is pretty much clean anyway, but that is the way to filter water. Cleans it up before it's discharged into the river, because we have very strict rules on what can and cannot go in the river. And makes for a very nice park and habitat at the same time. So you can't odds that. Yes. Right, I'll do some more in a bit. Once the water is finished going through the reed beds, it flows down this last channel under the final bridge and out into the river over there. Yeah. Like I say, very strict water regulations here, so the has to be nice and clean before it gets to leave there. Yeah. Right, I've got a bit of boring road to go along here. When I get to the top of the hill, and then I have to cut down through some of the houses before I can get to the bridge where I have to cross. So I will turn this off until I get up over the other side. Right, I'm now at the far end of Beaumont Park, and this is as far as I can go along here. Unfortunately, the riverbank, there is no path along the bottom. People do walk along there. I can see that there's a trail that goes along the bottom there, and it cuts along, but the correct path is just behind me and down the road. I can see there's a well-trodden path along there. That bridge down there, that's the old Shoulder Ice Bridge, and the new road bridge alongside it. So that's my next crossing point. Unfortunately, I have a very long way to go back up. I've got to go back up through some houses in a minute. All those houses on the other side there, I've got to walk up through that lot. But there's a more direct route that I can take, so I will head down that way and do some more when I get down. For those of you that are interested, that pathway that I showed you, that the haphazard one, if you want to call it that, goes up along the side of the river, comes out right there. But it's pretty icy if you fall in the river. This bridge here, this is the original road bridge into Bo'ness. So you can walk all the way along through those trees, all along that bank, all the way up along there, up to the corner. However, wouldn't recommend it. Not so bad in the summer. This time of the year, not so good. No, there used to be, they redid this bridge, there used to be very nice planter boxes on this bridge. I do like these old kind of bridges. These are good. This used to be the main road, as I say, before they built the new one off to the side there. And the pedestrian walkway is up along there. Still has the old boardwalk on it, actually. Still got the old boards on it. Yeah. As I say, this was the original road. And if you look here, these lines here, this is the original tramway. Yeah. There used to be a tramway that came all the way down through here. For whatever reason, cities decided to take out trams and tramways. And that was a big mistake, because a lot of them now are putting them back in at great expense. But always think before you rip out infrastructure, because there's a very good reason why it was built that way, and maybe we could learn some lessons from the people that have gone before us, because they already made those mistakes. That's what learning's all about. Yeah. Look at this for a bridge there. Isn't that nice? I'll take that. Excellent. Now here's a little bit of historic Bo'ness for you. This little Bo'ness is like a small town all on its own. The people that live here refer to themselves as Bonetians. Yeah. This little corner store over here, Mary's Corner Store, where I'm stood now in the floods, all this flooded, literally all flooded. So everybody thought this place was going to be gone, and it was badly damaged. But as you can see, they rebuilt it, so that is good. This is part of the town. This is, yeah, got to keep the store open. Right, after a long and somewhat boring walk through the houses, I'm now back onto the pathways. Over on my left hand side is the railway track, so I will be hoping for a train, which probably won't come by. Yeah, came by when I was miles away. This is the Bow River pathway, and this will take me back around to where I'm parked. It's rather a nice walk round. It's a fairly long walk. Not sure how far it is. It's a very pleasant walk, let's put it that way. Other than the house bit. When they build the berm along there, and they're going to put a pathway along the top of there as well. So when the berm is built, they'll have the cycleway in there. And they'll actually make a really nice route around. So that'll be good. I notice there's a hell of a lot of houses for sale along that piece of road. And I suspect I know why. They know it's coming. Once they finish downtown, they've got to finish all the infrastructure downtown. Once they've finished all that downtown, then their next project is that piece. Yeah. Like I say, this whole area where I am flooded, it actually endangered the railway line along here, which is a main rail artery, so that has to be kept open. But the flooding actually endangered that. There was some of it down by a place called Shouldice Park, a little bit further down, that actually got washed out. But they don't want to repeat that. You have to protect your critical infrastructure. If you don't, then you're in trouble. Right, so what I've basically done is gone around in a huge loop, and the railway bridges that you could see in the first part of the video that I did are just coming up around this corner, minus the train. Anybody who follows my videos will know that a train never arrives when I'm waiting for it. That little bit of pathway that comes out on the side comes out there. You can follow that along for another half a kilometre, I guess. The other side of there, all those steep bits, that's where I was earlier. And this is where we need to hear a train coming, but won't. Yes, train coming through there right about now would be absolutely perfect. However, I don't think it's going to happen. Yes. No train. There are many walkways around here. I could have stayed on the road and just walked up that way, but this is way more pleasant. There are several places along here on my left where you can actually park up on little side streets. Makes for a very nice walk around. Down through that way, you can park down there. Again, no train. I'm just listening. You can hear him a long way away. Can't hear any. This other bridge up through here, the next bridge, anybody that follows my videos will recognise this next one. Oh, look at that sunshine. What a glorious day for a walk. I'm glad I decided to go the long way around. Yeah. It's not often I do that walk, simply because of the bits that you have to do through the houses. Yeah. Oh, pain, but whatever. No, like I say, anybody that follows my videos will recognise this bridge. That is a very nice bridge. Taken that shot a few times over the years. Yeah. I think everybody must be at the mall, because I can tell you now, I haven't seen many people on the walk around, which is rather nice. Right. Now we get back around to the other part of the park. The riverbank along here used to be able to go straight along here, but the riverbank all got washed out, so you have to do a little detour up around this corner, which I will do, and I'll do some more once I get back. No kids on the toboggan hill today, just the shadow people. Hello shadow people. This is a good toboggan hill. You quite often find this full of kids. You might find me slipping down it in a minute. As you can see, this is the long shadow season. I'm not 45 feet tall, honest. Yeah. Sun doesn't get too high in the sky this time of the year. Right, there we go, got done that bit. Now the next little bit, down through here, we go back into the park. That's the interesting bit. I don't have any poles with me. There's one little piece down here that I always think, you know, it'd be good if I had a pole with me. We'll see why in a second. Yeah. There's a very steep section coming up. There's a bridge at the bottom of it. There's not really a lot you can do. You just have to kind of dig in and hope for the best. Yeah. This piece. You can't really walk down the sides because it's just as steep down the sides. So this bit is basically dig your heels in and I hope you don't fall over. I have run down this hill before now, not intentionally, because basically I run out of traction. So a little bit of speed there. There we go. We got it. We're down. Yeah. This is a rather nice bridge. Beaver Dam's up there. Yeah. Very nice. Now this is where the trail gets real easy, because from here back to where I'm parked, it's all basically flat. Very uninteresting, but flat. So I will end that video there for a second until I get back over the other side. Right, this is coming back into Bonus Park. As you can see, there's a lot of people skating down here. One of my earlier videos in the year, I showed you the track that they freeze up in the winter and turn it into a big long ice skating rink. Oh, yeah, nearly lost it in the corner. Yeah, it comes all the way down. And back up round the other way. All these people that can skate, eh? Yeah, it's great. I can't. I can ski. I can ski really well. Can't skate though, but it's nice to see so many families out and about doing their thing. Yes, very good. They make it look easy, don't they? Not so easy for me, I'm afraid. Yeah. See, that's more me. You go on the end there. Yeah. That's pretty much how I do it. Right. I'm going to cut back up through the middle of the park and do some more through there. Right. In the spring, or in the summer, there's a miniature train that runs through here. Yeah. No trains running today. A lot of people playing hockey though, a lot of people skating. The lagoon's all froze up for winter. Like I say, this will all be froze up now until way into next year. Probably April, May. Yeah. A lot of people playing hockey over there. Very good, eh? Yeah. flipping down. Yeah. But less water in there this year. Yeah. I'm sure by the end of the year it won't be. Right there.
Hi.
I'm sure by the end of the year it will be filled back up again once the snow gets in there. Yeah. Now you'll notice out on the ice there, they have the fire pits. So that if you're out here skating, at least you can head over to one of the many fire pits here, have a warm up, and then head back again. Yeah. A lot of people. Yeah. Good way to stay warm by the fire pits, that's for sure. Yeah. You think they'd burn a hole right through the ice, wouldn't you? But they don't. Yeah. Yes. Nice to see people out and about doing stuff. Right, up over the bridge. I am pretty much done. That's my walk around. Oh, that piece over there is still a bit wet. That's why they've got that fenced off. I did wonder why that bit was fenced off. They haven't fully froze up yet. Yeah. This is the cafe. You can go and have something to eat. They do very nice food in there. Yeah. I'm not going to head down that way. I'm going to call that the end of my video. Thank you for coming along.